The 1980 to 81 Saginaw Gears were a highly talented team, and their roster only grew stronger with the addition of key players during the season. Leading the squad was Don "Fred" Perry, widely regarded as one of the top coaches in minor league hockey, alongside trainer Ken "Gunner" Garrett, one of the best in his field.
Don Perry was the most honest coach I ever played for. You knew exactly where you stood at every second of the day when you were playing for Don Perry. And if you bought into that, you would go through a wall to play for him.
He would ask you, you tell me what you think and why that happened, and then he would say, this is what I want you to do better. You can do this, you're better than this, or keep doing what you're doing. But he was a very gentle giant, I'll call him, and a real tough man in his own state.
General Manager Wren Blair, known for his exceptional talent spouting abilities, having discovered Bobby Orr, played a crucial role in assembling a quality team. Offensively, the Gears were led by Marcel Comeau, Scott Gruhl, and Mike Hartman. Comeau earned the league MVP honors that season, scoring an impressive 126 points with 44 goals and 82 assists, propelling the team to win the East Division.
Marcel was a great player, a great role model for kids here too. He was a quiet guy. He led by example. He worked very hard in practice. He was very disciplined.
In goal, Bob Froese and Ted Tucker shared duties, providing a strong presence between the pipes. The Gears set a franchise record with 98 points, finishing the regular season with a 45-29-8 record and scoring 392 goals. As the IHL playoffs approached, the Gears had fully gelled, thanks in part to an influx of players from the Houston Apollos, which folded in January 1981. Both teams were farm affiliates of the Los Angeles Kings, and Blair strategically brought in talent from the higher level team, including Don Waddell, Claude LaRochelle, and Warren Holmes. With this infusion of talent, the Gears roster became even deeper. The team's three lines featured Mike Brisebois, Doug Crawford, Gordy Brooks, and Chris Langevin, creating a balanced attack capable of competing with anyone. The defense comprised of Peter Luxa, Larry Goodenough, Don Waddell, Bob Gladney, and John Gibson was a skilled and physical unit. Larry Goodenough had previously won a Stanley Cup with the Philadelphia Flyers in 1975, while Bob Gladney and John Gibson would go on to play in the NHL after their time with Saginaw. The Gears' depth was further bolstered by players like Chris Langevin, Warren Holmes, and Scott Gruhl, the latter of whom would eventually become one of the all-time greatest goal scorers in minor professional hockey. All three players would also have stints in the NHL after this Turner Cup victory.
Those 16 guys were the group of hockey players that I played with that had the most talent in one place at one time. I hesitate to say when we got to the playoffs it was easy, but it kind of was. We won the Turner Cup that year. It took us 13 games.
In the 1981 Turner Cup playoffs, the Gears showcased balanced scoring, stifling defense, and stellar goaltending. They defeated the Port Huron Flags, the Fort Wayne Comets, and the Kalamazoo K-Wings on their way to the Turner Cup championship. The Gears won 12 of 13 playoff games, with their only loss coming in double overtime against Fort Wayne.
The buzz in the city was crazy. People they gathered around the positive energy of it all. It was tough to get a ticket, you know what I mean? And if you got someone a ticket, you'd say, stand in front of the penalty box so at least I know you're here in the warm-up or something. You'd give them a nod or whatever. But and it was standing room only.
Following this championship season, many Gears players moved up to higher levels of competition. Coach Don Perry was promoted to coach the NHL's Los Angeles Kings before the end of the next season. This 1981 Turner Cup marked the final championship win for the Saginaw Gears under the leadership of Wren Blair and Don Perry, cementing their legacy in the city's sports history.